Shri Radha Krishna and Namo Namaha. At first, I offer my humble praise in the lotus feet of Lord Shri Radha Krishna. I also extend warm greetings and respect to all of you. Today, from the scripture UDDHAV GITA, the last message of Lord Shri Krishna, we will be listening chapter 15, where Lord Shri Krishna is instructing his dear friend UDDHAV ji about Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. The holy words from the scriptures are as follows. Uddhav said, O lotus-eyed Lord, injunctions and prohibitions constitute thy commandment. The Vedas, which adjected the merits and defects of work, of the various castes and orders of life, of the issues of anuloma and pratiloma, marriages, of substance, place, age, and time, and of heaven and hell. How can thy utterances constituting of injunctions and prohibitions conduce to the liberation of men without observing the distinction between merits and defects? O Lord, the Vedas uttered by thee are the highest source of illumination for the mains, the gods and men regarding things unseen as well as means and ends. The distinctions between merits and defects is to be observed through thy commandment, the Vedas, and not according to the promptings of nature. Here is again thy commandment which refutes the idea of distinction. This is exceedingly puzzling. The Lord said, with a view to effecting the liberation of men, I have inculcated 3 yogas or methods, which those of knowledge, the work, and devotion. There is no other means anywhere. Of these, the path of knowledge is for those who have got disgusted with work and have renounced it. For those who have not been disgusted with it and desire its fruits, there is the path of work. But for the man who somehow has got a veneration for tales about me and such other things, and who is neither disgusted with nor grossly attached to work, the path of devotion is successful. One should perform work until one has got disgusted with it, or until one has developed a veneration for listening to tales about me and that kind of things. O Uddhav, a man discharging his own duties and performing sacrifices without any desire for results goes neither to heaven nor to hell unless he practices evil. Such a man, becoming sinless and pure, attains to pure knowledge, or perchance devotion to me, while remaining in this very world. Even the dwellers of heaven as well as of hell desire this world, which is conducive to knowledge and devotion, but the other two do not serve this purpose. The wise man should seek neither heaven nor hell, nor desire to return to this world, for he comes under delusion through attachment to the body. Conscious of this fact, he should be alert and struggle for liberation before death comes on, knowing that the body, even though mortal, can help him to attain his goal. Seeing that the tree on which it builds its nest is being felled by cruel hands, the bird, giving up attachment, leaves its home and attains to well-being. Similarly, knowing that his span of life is being cut short by the rotation of days and nights, the wise man trembles in fear and, giving up all attachment, realizes the Supreme Being. Then he is free from activity and is at peace. Getting the first and foremost requisite was a human body which is like a strong boat, so difficult to secure, yet within easy reach, with the teacher as its helmsman, and propelled by me as by a favorable wind. With such means as these, the man who does not strive to cross the ocean of samsara is verily a suicide. When he has got disgusted with undertakings and is averse to their results, the yogi, with his senses under control, should hold the mind steady by the practice of meditation on the Atman. When the mind, in the act of being concentrated, begins immediately to wander and is unsteady, then, being alert, he should bring it within his control by following a conciliatory way. He should not lose sight of the course of his mind, but holding his prana and sense organ in subjugation, he should bring the mind under his control by means of an intellect charged with sattva. This sort of control of the mind is spoken of as the highest yoga, like the control of an unruly horse with a view to making him conform to his rider's wishes at every step. One should reflect through discrimination on the origin and dissolution of all things in their backward and forward order till the mind is at rest. The mind of a man who is disgusted with the world is possessed of dispassion and has understood the teachings of his Guru, gives up its wickedness by repeatedly reflecting on them. The mind should think of the Paramatman with whom union is sought through the path of yoga, comprising yama, etc., or through logical analysis, or through the worship and meditation, etc., of me, but by no other means. If through inadvertence the yogi does some culpable deed, he should burn the sin thereof through yoga alone. There is no other way. The steadfastness to the duties of one's own sphere is considered as merit. By the declaration of their merits and defects, a restriction is made with regard to actions which are impure in their very nature, in order to remove people's attachment to them. Should a man who has got faith in tales about me and is disgusted with all kinds of work, know desires to be full of misery and yet fail to give them up, then this man of faith with firm convictions should cheerfully worship me as he goes on satisfying those desires, fraught with painful consequences, condemning them all the while. If a meditative man constantly worship me through the path of devotion mentioned above, all the desires of his heart are destroyed, for I reside in his heart. When he sees me, the self of all, the knot of his heart breaks to pieces, all his doubts are dispelled, and his karma is destroyed. Hence, the practice of knowledge or dispassion is scarcely of any use to the yogi who is devoted to me and has mind centered in me. Whatever is acquired through works, austerities, knowledge, dispassion, yoga or charity, or through any other means of well-being, my devotee easily attains to it all through devotion to me. Even heaven or liberation or my abode, should he care to have it. Those saintly persons who are of a steady mind and are devoted exclusively to me never desire absolute independence, even if I offer it to them. Caring for nothing has been called the highest and the fullest well-being. Therefore, the man who has no desires and cares for naught attains devotion to me. Merits and defects arising from the performance of acts enjoined and prohibited do not affect those saints who are exclusively devoted to me, who are of an even mind, and who have realized the being who is beyond the intellect. Those who thus practice these means to my attainment, which I have just taught, attain to my abode, which is all bliss, and also realize the Supreme Brahman. Thus concludes Chapter 15, where Lord has instructed his dear friend and devotee Uddhavji about Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Thank you for listening. Shri Radha Krishna Namo Namaha.